There we go. I thought, hang on a minute, why is my stream not working? I didn't click go live, that's why. So, evening all. I thought I'd do a little stream tonight. I'm going to talk about dolls. Now, I don't know a lot about dolls, you know, the history behind dolls. I know dolls have been made way back past Egyptian times, even further back than that, probably in the Stone Age times, I don't know. But I thought I'd do a little chat about dolls, and I'll show you one I just recently got. I had my cut ages ago. I cut it myself. Right, so this is a doll I just recently got. I can't tell you how much I paid for it. But she's a 20-inch doll. Victorian kind of dress. Big, fluffy dress. I've done a little bit of research on her, which I don't normally do on dolls, but she is a Franklin. Thank you for that, Martin. She's a Franklin heirloom doll. She was made in 1987 to 1988. There are many dolls similar to her. Let me just do a quick screen share. You know, I've only found one, which is exactly the same as her, but I forgot where the bloody link was. So there's this one here, but she's all boxed in the original box and everything, yeah. And she's going at $269 and $79 party apps. This is the one that I've got. It doesn't tell you a lot about the doll. Although pre-owned stored in a glass cabinet, the Franklin doll, Franklin Mint Heaven Collection, Queen Victoria Albert Bride porcelain doll is in sale since Saturday, June 15th, 2019. This item is in a category dolls and bears, dolls by brand, company, character, Franklin Mint. The seller is Baby Dates and is located in Flower Mound, Texas. This item can be shipped to the United States. Brand Franklin type doll clothes and accessory. Material China porcelain doll, 21-inch package without packing. When you click on more info, it goes to eBay, but it doesn't come up with any other information on eBay. I don't even know if this is the actual seller. Then I'm just going to put doll in. So it looks like this person sells Franklin dolls. You know, you can see the price of them, £130 odd, £199 or £525. I'm trying to see if she's got one similar to mine. She, you know, like the one I just showed you. Oh, here we go. Similar. It's similar, but the dress is different. The face is round about the same. $100. That's around about £75 English money. Now, I'm not going to go through every single link, but I'm just giving you an idea on how much some of the Franklin dolls do go for. Like this one here. Again, a little bit similar to the one I've got. Face is different though, but it's got a really big dress. The one I've got, I believe, is wearing a wedding dress. I think that's like that, ain't it? Lean's still like $295. I'm not sure where the Franklin dolls were actually made. I've not done any real research, but yeah, I know it's a .com link, so it might be American-made doll. I did see a nice one earlier, but they wanted like $250 for it. It's one of those. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called now. See, this one's similar to what I've got, but my one doesn't have the top bridle, and she doesn't have the kind of like flowers in her hand, and the dress is different, but the face is around about the same. But my one's got like a darker kind of brownish hair. So what the value of my doll is, I don't know. I've seen some eBay sellers selling Franklin dolls from £50 all out to like £100. It depends on how many, I suppose, they were produced when in the manufacture, because you might get one doll which only had a certain amount made, like limited edition. And you see all Franklin dolls are very expensive. Like that one, 355, Princess Diana. My one, I believe, is based under a Victorian wedding dress doll. Again, value-wise, as I say, I think the one I saw earlier, although it sent me to the eBay link, it didn't give me any information on the doll. I did find another link, and so I forgot to save it, and it said $195, and it's for a doll exactly the same as the one I've got. Apart from the one I saw for $195, she had like the veil. Mine hasn't got the veil, and the $195 one was also boxed. So I believe if you've got a doll, a Franklin doll, I suppose, which is completely boxed, and you've got the like the card, guarantee card inside it, will they not come with? I'm pretty sure this would be worth around about that amount of money. So let's just say for this one, for instance, yeah. Her dress isn't as fluffed up as my one is, but like $120. I'm trying to find one which has got a dress similar to the one I've got, but I'm not seeing one at the moment. I found $29. Skip a couple of pages. Yeah, here's one which has got a kind of a Victorian dress, I suppose. $200. So mine could be worth between, say, $150 to $250. Could be worth more if it's in a box and stuff like that, but mine isn't boxed. There was a box that I had with it, but it's like not the original box, just like a normal cardboard box just stuck in. Now, I'm not saying how much I paid for it, but it wasn't that cheap. I paid more than I expected to be paying actually, but she did kind of like give me the feel that there might be something attached to it. I'm not saying there is, but I felt like there was a form of energy attached to it. Now that energy could just be the energy the people who may have like held it and played with it, and probably still alive. Because every kind of form of energy that we feel is, as I say, from the energy the person who's been holding it. So, you know, I may just be feeling the energy of all the people who might have held it and played with it. I don't know. But everything you touch, you're passing on your energy. So, you know, when you light a cigarette, you know, flicking the lighter, you're putting energy onto it. So I thought I'd try to do a little bit of research on this one, because I didn't find much on her. All I can say that she's a Franklin doll, very big dress. As I say, it's even got the you can see the metal ring going around the actual whole of the dress. Shoes ain't original. Well, like they're painting on shoes. She's got her bloomers. How I found out that she was a Franklin, she's got a stamp right on the back, and she's not all complete porcelain. Her hands are porcelain up to around about here, so like elbow. The doll's face and shoulders are down to around about her chest, and the actual legs are from, say, the kneecap downwards. So she's not all porcelain. Just like some dolls ain't all porcelain anyway. So I've had the K2 meter on her. As soon as I picked her up with a K2 meter, we did flack her for a second or two, then it stopped. I've had my DC box on her. You know, I've had her out for about an hour, couple of hours. I've not had really anything from her. I'm not saying she's spiritually active. You know, I just felt that there was some form of energy, and it could just be the energy of people that have been playing with her, or kept in storage. I know another person who I've been buying some dolls from at the same car boot fair told me that she's got some more dolls that I can buy for her on Sunday, and the dolls that she's got meant to be big dolls and like really nice dresses on. So she's going to bring them to next week. If I'm interested, I probably might buy them. I don't know yet. So why do dolls get haunted? Why do spirits attach themselves to dolls? Is it because the doll is lifelike? You know, if you think about it, look at her face. You can see the face up on the top screen, which I took a screenshot of. Click the enlargement. Don't worry about chat from it. Just click the enlargement to see the face. That does look like a human face, don't it? Now you've got female and male dolls, boys and girls. So let's say a little boy died. Then he had a collection of, like, you know, dolls, you know, action man figure. Would he attach his spirit to any of those action figures, like a G.I. Joe or Action Man or a superhero? Well, as long as it's got like a humanoid face, I suppose it might want to attach itself, because it resembles, a doll resembles a human being, don't it? But not all spirits will attach themselves to a doll. If they got something else that they admired throughout their life, like a picture frame or a watch or a ring, any kind of jewelry, anything that they admired and handled a lot of, you know, their energy is being passed on to that item. And it doesn't really matter if they do attach their spirit energy to that item. There is still energy attached to that item because they've been holding it throughout the years. So when we do, you know, like overnight streams with dolls, or, you know, some kind of what we might believe is a haunted object, it doesn't mean it's really haunted. It may have energy from the person that's attached to it that we may be getting some form of response by the K2 meter or something, yeah? But it doesn't mean all items are haunted. If, you know, like, I do have some dolls which have been classed as haunted. Samantha from Cat, Tina from Rose, and I can't remember her name, but the one from Simon James that we saw actually move when he was doing a spell on his live stream. I've got that doll. So I do have a few dolls that have moved. So would I class them haunted? Possibly yes, possibly no. Because although I had a lot of activity from Samantha, and the one from Simon, although it moved in his live stream, it kind of moved quarter turn. I never really got to see it move, but we did do a stream with her, and the K2 meter was going crazy. And although one of the devices was standing up, for some reason it just fell forward when it shouldn't have done, because it was leaning backwards. So that one possibly could have been haunted, but I'm not saying it is still haunted. Samantha, Tina is, like my spirit guide. I believe she was a spirit person, but I believe in some way, God has given her the abilities to be a guide and help, me to communicate spirits, and also help spirits to communicate with me and help spirits to move over, cross over to the other side. I don't get a chance to talk to Tina that much because apparently Abby, my spirit guide, said that she's always busy. Apparently also I get a lot of spirits coming, like crossing through, I suppose, like a portal that may be here. They don't actually come and stay. It's like a crossroad, zebra crossing. They come from one portal, cross over and into another portal. And I suppose while they're waiting to cross over, they might stay for a day or two. I'm not saying they do. I can't even prove it, to be honest with you, but I feel that, the spirits that may be here are just trying to cross over into another portal to go somewhere else. So how can we really tell if a doll is really haunted or not? Why do people class their dolls haunted? Well, let's say, I've got over 120, 130 dolls, right? And I'm not saying that every one of my dolls is haunted. I reckon there's only less than probably a dozen that may be haunted or give me a lot of, a lot of activity. While a good proportion, I say 70% of them, ain't a spiritually active. There may be an amount of number where they still have spiritual energy attached to them, and they may give us a little bit of communication via a ghost box or an EVP or K2 meter or some other kind of device, if they still got the energy attached to them. But I think I've got, at least a good quarter, even more, which I don't think there's anything attached to them. Even though sometimes when I do get them, I feel that there might be something attached to them, but no, your feelings can always be wrong. We can be wrong. I could probably go and pick up a clock tomorrow, for instance, and feel that it could be haunted, and it ain't. All what I'm picking up from it is possibly the energy that the family put into it when they looked after it and cared for it, So why are dolls more thought of as a vessel for the spirit world? As I say, because a doll resembles a human being. Now, you could go and buy a great big collection of dolls, probably, say, if I had the money and I was kind of wealthy and I was really into dolls and I had a museum with dolls, and I saw a collection going and I was more into haunted dolls or haunted items, Now, I could see a listing of several artifacts, vessels, or whatever, yeah, which people say they're haunted or have had activity from, and I could go and buy the whole lot, bring them home, and I may not get nothing from them. Because I think sometimes when a spirit is attached to a doll, if it knows it's being moved on to a new home and it wants to stay where it is, then I suppose they will probably detach themselves to whatever object it is, even if they loved it and cared for it and thought about it and had it for many, many years. If they know they're going to be moved on, they can easily detach themselves to another item in that person's home. So let's say someone said to me, I've got 100 dolls here, right? And I want X amount for them. And I believe about 30% of them are haunted or very spiritually active. Now, I got to go on that word from the seller. How can he prove that they are spiritually active or haunted? Well, I can tell you the only way he can prove they are haunted or spiritually active. There's a bit of that patch on. I've got to try to paint that. That means painting the whole bloody wall. The only way someone can actually prove anything is haunted, especially like a doll, is if a doll actually moves on camera, like it did with Simon James, actually moves on camera, and you've got video evidence, and EVPs, and I suppose like photos of like anomalies coming out of the doll itself, like orbs or orbs. There's several. Well, there's quite a few different forms of orbs. Even the manifestation is like an orb, I suppose, because it isn't a complete manifestation. It's a part of a spirit manifesting itself the next stage up as an orb, as I believe. So you get the orb, then you get like a part of a spirit person. It could be an arm, a leg, a part of a face. It could be anything. And I have had some of those. I've had some of those. So unless you got like video evidence showing that the doll has moved, then I'd probably go and buy them. But how much would someone put a price on a haunted doll? Are you actually buying a doll because it's haunted, or are you buying a doll because it's a part of a collection, or are you buying it because you just like looks of it and you want to put it in your own collection because you're, possibly might be making a museum out of dolls? And there are people who does have a doll museum. So let's say that doll was haunted, which it isn't, but let's say it was. How would I know it's haunted? Well, the only way I could tell that was haunted or not is if either the arms moved up or the head moved. Now, the head can't move. There's no way the head can move on that because it is a porcelain cast and it's all in one. So you've got the head and the shoulders all in one. It's not like, let me go and get another doll from it. Let me explain a different way. Right, so let me just grab her again. Right, so you can see her head is all one piece. There's no ring around the doll. So a doll's head is, even if it is haunted a lot, would not in no way be able to move its head, right? Right, don't worry, I've just reported that person for harassment. So, you know, this doll cannot move its head. It's not possible for her to move her head. The only thing that could possibly happen if she's on the stand, which she isn't, because I've taken that stand bit off. So I was going to try to sit her down, but I couldn't get. I have to like undress her and pull the rest of the stand out because it's in a certain way that she can't sit down. So the only way a doll could possibly move is like when it was on Simon James's stream, where that doll, when he was doing the actual spell conjuring, a doll could probably just like turn like that. But if the doll's turning and it's not held up with the actual rest which comes with the doll, on most dolls, it's going to fall over. Because you need the rest for it to stand up. So let's say it's got a rest on, right? I'm holding my feet, but let's say the rest. If she was to turn around, the whole doll and the actual stand needs to be turning. Now that could be a possibility for it to happen if a spirit that may be attached to any doll or any object. That could happen. Now, even with this doll here, right? Now this one has got a stand, right? Thank you. This one's got a stand. So again, if it's to move, it could move with enough energy or some form of like poltergeist energy if the doll's haunted, yeah. But this doll, although it's different and her head is stitched on and her arms are actually coming out from, say, like the elbow, her head would not be able to move because it's porcelain and it's completely stuck on. So again, with this type of doll, the only way it's going to move is it turning around while it's still on the stand, right? You know, there might be a possibility of an arm move, but some of these arms are really stiff. You can't even move the arms. Now, if you've got a plastic doll, like Tina here, and I brought Tina in because she is still spiritually active. I'm not going to do anything with Tina tonight, but Tina has moving legs. Why they don't? She has moving hands, and she has a moving head. So if a spirit was to attach itself and wanted a person to be known that it's got the energy to move a solid object such as a plastic doll, I reckon it'd probably attach itself more to something like this than to something like a porcelain doll, because they've got different ways to move this particular doll. If she was on a stand, her feet could move. Right? Or if she wasn't on a stand and she's just sitting still, they could move the arm. Or they could move the head. Now, some of these doll heads are very stiff to even turn. So that, the arms are quite easy to move, but the heads are still a bit stiff to move. So, to be honest with you, I think if a spirit was to attach themselves and make it more haunted, it'd probably attach itself to a doll, which again is a lifelike kind of like object, to make it move. Now, if I were to put Tina on the bed and leave her sitting there, all right, the only way she would be able to communicate with us is through a K2 meter, a DC box, a REM pod, millimeter. She could probably communicate with us with a ghost box, but I know Tina don't like talking through the ghost box much. Or if she was like very energetic and had a lot of energy, then she could probably move. Now, there was a video where there's two kids playing with Barbie dolls, yeah? Now, Barbie dolls also have multiple functions. Both their legs move, their waist move, I believe, their arms move, and their head move. Now, two kids are sitting there playing, and at the same time, they looked at the doll, and as they went to look at the doll, both of the doll's heads moved and pointed round to the two girls. At first, I was facing round. Next, I was like actually facing the girls. The girls jumped up, screamed, threw the dolls on the floor, and ran away. Now, is that really a haunting? There's a possibility it could be, but there's also a possibility that it isn't, because nowadays toy manufacturers do make dolls with a push button at the back, and it can turn the heads. So there wasn't no proof, really, apart from a video. Because the doll's head moved, it doesn't prove that that doll is haunted. And it's been on Chills, it's been on Top 5, it's been on God knows how many YouTube videos where they state that the dolls are haunted. There's one where a bear sits up and there's three guys sitting there playing the Ouija board. Because it sits up, it don't mean it's haunted. Someone could be behind the dresser and pushing it up. There could be some string attached to it, and someone's pulling the string to make it sit up. Because a lot of the people nowadays don't actually debunk this stuff, yeah? I suppose if they see something move, it's going to shit them up, scare them, and they ain't going to even want to bother about that debunking things, yeah? So, with dolls, it's hard to tell if they are haunted or not. As I say, with Simon James one, when he was doing the live stream, he was doing a spell, a conjuring spell, and the doll moved a quarter turn, and the doll was standing up. The doll's porcelain. It can't turn its head, couldn't move its legs, can't lift its arms up, because it's more of a solid doll. But because it can't lift its arms or move its legs or turn its head, the energy, what was, I suppose, like being generated, or if the doll was haunted with some spirit attachment to it, was able to make the doll turn slightly to make it show it's haunted, if you see what I mean. So it was the doll that I got from Simon haunted. I believe it must have been, because there wasn't no other way it could have turned. Simon would not do anything to make it look tricky, like if it's tricked or anything, like he wouldn't put no string or fishing wire or cotton or anything like that, because he was actually in the process of doing the actual spell conjuring, and he was sitting down at the time. You could see what he's doing, and the doll just turned. Even before the doll turned, you could see him like walking around and reading and lighting candles and all that kind of stuff. So he was more occupied getting ready to do the conjuring for when the doll moved. So I do believe dolls can actually be spiritually active. You know, they can be haunted in some way, but I feel like a lot of dolls can be manipulated. Now, there's a lot of people who say that dolls are haunted, but where's the proof? Where's the proof that the dolls are haunted? Because the K2 meter lights up, it doesn't mean it's haunted. Yeah, there may be some kind of form of energy, spirit energy attached to it, but does that really class as a haunted doll? To me, a haunted object is where something actually moves. It's not because a K2 meter or a REM pod or a DC box or any other kind of device is going off at the same time, because that energy could be a different form of energy. It could be energy from some kind of a electromagnetic form, such as, like, a wave of electricity from your microwave or from your mobile phone, or you might have a faulty light switch or plug switch, and that's causing some kind of like EMF to set off devices, like an energy leak. So, again, why do spirits attach themselves to dolls? Because it is a lifelike figurine, a lifelike vessel, and maybe they just like that particular vessel and they want to be attached to it. But it still doesn't mean they're haunted. If you've got the energy there, yeah. But for me to show that is a haunted doll or haunted object, it's got to move. You've got to have video evidence. An EVP isn't even, to me, really evidence unless you've got the audio recorder and a camcorder facing there at the time. And if you've got an audio recorder, to do it professionally, you say, right, today's date is 2nd of the 1st, 1977 or something, yeah? You ask you a few questions, put the audio recorder there, you've got a camera facing her, and you've got a few devices sitting around the doll or whatever object you're trying to communicate with, whatever spirit may be attached to that object. So if I had an audio recorder, a millimeter, DC box, REM pod, or whatever, and I had a camera sitting there facing there, and you can see what I'm doing, nothing, I'm just sitting here, and suddenly the doll starts turning, then yeah, I could probably turn around and say it is haunted. But if it doesn't turn and we got some EVPs, then I could class that as like spiritual energy interaction. Energy from the doll. But can I still say, because the energy from the doll is setting off the devices, is it still haunted or not? I don't know, because I think there's two different forms of energy. Energy that when we touch something, we're passing on the energy. So when I'm holding Tina, anything I'm holding, I'm putting energy attached to it, yeah? And that energy could like be there for days, weeks, months, years. Depends on how long I'm playing around with Tina. But if I die, then my soul, my spirit, and my energy could flow over to Tina. And if I wanted to make the doll haunted, I possibly could make it haunted. And anyone who came in and got the doll eventually in the future, if my soul, energy, and spirit was still attached to that doll, there could be a possibility that I could make that doll move. But then if someone does get the doll and they say it moved, they could probably turn around and say, well, it's their figment of their imagination. And several people saw it and, got really scared and ran out of the room. And then they could all turn around and say, well, that doll's haunted. Now, why do people sell haunted dolls? Or state they're haunted? Well, one, let's say someone was selling a doll on eBay or on a website or at a car boot fair, flea market, whatever, yeah? And the owner said, look, I want to get rid of it because I feel there's something attached to it. So it piques up your interest. No, I reckon a lot of people have always wanted a haunted object. especially, you know, people in the paranormal field. You know, I've been dying to get something haunted, and you know, I feel like the only one I've had, as I say, is Samantha and the one from Simon. Although I've got a lot of activity from Tina, I can't really class as Tina haunted. I feel like, as I say, she's spiritually active, yeah. But if there was a decent enough story behind the actual doll or whatever, you know, whatever item it is, and they can prove in some way that they've had a lot of activity from it, and that's the reason why they want to sell it, whoever wants to buy it will probably snap it up. How much would they sell it for? It depends. You know, that person might be wanting to get rid of it and probably want to give it away free, or they might say, well, it cost me like $30 when I bought it. You know, I want to make something back out of it, even though it's haunted. Not, you know, I don't want to be giving it away free. You know, I need to make some money back on it, so they might sell it, you know, cheap. But if it was a really haunted object, they probably want to get rid of it ASAP. They wouldn't sell it; they'd give it to you. So, I say, I got last week, right? I think it was not Sunday just gone, but the Sunday before, so over a week ago. And I did feel that there's some, you know, energy attached to it, but I'm not saying it's like the energy that it's haunted and it's going to start moving around and jumping around and dancing and, you know, turn its head around like on Exorcism, that movie Exorcist and all that kind of stuff. If it starts lighting up the K2 meter or the DC box or that EMF meter, one with the green light, then, you know, again, I can't prove that's haunted. All I can say is that, you know, some energy, which possibly could be spiritual energy, is attached to the doll and its separate devices. I need another drink. Now, if you look on eBay, there are hundreds of dolls being sold on eBay. So let me just quickly screen share and we'll go through some of the dolls. Right, so you put haunted doll. Haunted doll active, friendly spirit, $152 and 21 bids on that one. Right, let's just quickly click on that one. Now, normally a haunted spirit doll gets a very in-depth background information on the doll. So this one says, please meet Maria. She was in her mid-30s when she passed away from lung infection. She had 6 children, which she misses so much. She also misses her husband and 2 cats, Silver and Gold. She loves being around my cat, and I love being around her. They rub against her constantly and purr. I've heard her humming. She'll be coming around the mountain. So she's actually humming. I'll be coming around the mountain song, yeah, and other little songs. I've heard her lightly crying at light. I've heard her lightly cry at light when she misses her family. She also enjoys what I watch craft videos with her. She's a sweet spirit, but does not have her moments. When she can be sad, she's always interested in whatever I'm doing. She hates moving, which is something my family does a lot of. So please only bid if you're in a stable position. Her festival is very old but very detailed. She has a beautiful brown and pink dress and flower decoration, flower detail. Her hair is brown and messy, but she hasn't wanted me messing with it. So she has bloomers and black shoes painted on. Right, so this is the doll, right? Interesting doll, but I wouldn't class her as haunted unless I actually saw some evidence she was haunted, you know, or felt that there was something attached to the doll, or felt that there was maybe some form of how can I put it? I don't, I'm not saying she is haunted or not. Yeah, she could be, but by looks of her, she just looks like a normal doll to me. If I was going to buy her, I would want some kind of evidence, like seeing video movement, or seeing orbs coming out of her, or a video where they put a digital recorder next to her and ask questions and you're getting a reply. But even if you're getting a reply, it doesn't mean it's coming from the doll, does it? No, she just looks interesting. But look, $152 has gone to 21 bids. So how much was it starting off bid from? $10. So quite a few people, including new people who's never bought anything, have been bidding for her. Now, I know sometimes people say, well, I can feel if the doll's haunted or not. Now, they look creepy, don't they? Voodoo dolls. I think a voodoo doll would probably have more energy and possibly spiritual activity attached to them than a normal doll would be. So like $350 for that one. It's old. It's probably rare. Got Martha from Lady Who Collects Vintage Dolls. I was excited to add it to my collection, but I realised that something was off. Ever since I brought her into the home, there has been so much strange activity, especially during the night time. When Martha is nearby, my lights flicker and I feel cold air on my neck. I have been having extreme nightmares about death and I wake up sweating when Martha is in my bedroom. I've also been experiencing strange sense when she's active. She makes me feel, can't pronounce the word, fatigue and uneasy. I can't look after her any longer than a minute. I don't know much about paranormal spirits, but I would highly recommend this doll to someone who knows how to handle her. You should take this seriously. I feel she can cause potential danger to my home. As of now, she is staying in storage unit. Keep in mind, Martha is a small fairy and delicate. Her face, arms, and feet do have cracks. Well, I've got a doll, which is quite old with a lot of cracks all through her body and everything like that. Look, $600, $400, and this is just like American dolls, where they put these, it's just where these are like people have either painted, but you can actually get dolls like that, original dolls. I can't think they were called now. So I was talking to the lady and she, where I bought one or two of the dolls from, and Gothic dolls. You can actually buy original Gothic dolls. Right, let's move that bit out. Right, so here, £350. Haunting porcelain doll vessel. Now, where's the story on that? Who in the right mind is going to buy a haunted vessel doll when it's got no background story on it? No. That's not going to work out, is it really? Who in their right mind is going to pay £350 for a doll that's got no background? So like, you've got dolls like this, £15, right? Got loads of dolls between 15, 20, 50, 80, £10. Now this one looks interesting, although it's probably sold. She does actually look more interesting than the other ones, because that is an older doll, probably 50s, 60s maybe. But again, Haunting Phoenix doll festival. Where's the story behind it? Now this person has got all these dolls that's supposed to be haunted. Now I'm not saying that none of them are. There might be a possibility. Let's pick one at random. Let's pick one of the expensive ones, 80. A little bit of background now. A little bit of background. I think the more information you actually got in a doll, then more believable it's going to be. Like, let's say, let's just find another one which might be a little bit expensive. Let's say this one, £50, right? From the same person, no information. But if she had a full background about the doll, where it came from, who owned it, how she died, and you was able to kind of go back on that and research it, then it might be more kind of like believable, wouldn't it, I suppose? No, when you've got no background on the story, I think that's just bullshit. Right, let's back this one. A little bit more background now. So, Constant was 16-year-old when she died. Her mother was a lawyer. Her father was a lawyer. Money was no object. Contact was very beautiful. She was full of confidence. She never felt the need to show off from a young age. She was never not afraid of any person. She learned everything she needed to know from her parents. She had high ideas. This was her doll. It stood out, and she chose it for herself. It was a gift from her mother. She loved classical music. She often went to symphony halls. She loved opera singing. She loved horse riding. She loved the very best when it came to clothes. But you've got lawyers in your family. They make a hell of a lot of money, so you're going to get some pretty good stuff, aren't you? The festival was beautiful. It was bigger than the average porcelain doll. Her spirit was refined. She was the graceful swan of the bird kingdom. The festival turns TV on. Her presence filled the house. Her brilliant, constant spirit. She works well with a Ouija board. Even if you're doing a doll session with a Ouija board like I do, yeah, we can't prove that that doll we're trying to communicate is the spirit within the doll. I could be talking to any spirit, and they could be manipulating me, saying that they're coming from the doll. Good night, Paranormal Wales. So I've not been reading chat. Oh, I'm not bothering with chat at the moment. Thanks for that super sticker, Martin, by the way. So if I was going to go for any kind of doll which I think may be haunted, I want a full background, and I want some kind of evidence that it's haunted, whether a video of it being shown, it moving, levitating, even an EVP, as I say, it doesn't prove the EVP is coming from the doll. But some people might believe it is coming from the doll. Like, you know, if you knew what the doll's name is, right, and the person who owned the doll always spoke to it every day, and they said, well, what is the conversation we spoke about yesterday? And it comes through EVP saying, like, boyfriends, and they could prove that, you know, they have a conversation with the doll talking about boyfriends, then I suppose that could also be kind of a little bit of proof. But, you know, to me, with a background story and proof that the doll's haunted, then that's the only time I'm going to buy, you know, such as a haunted doll. Now, the dolls I do get, I'm not saying they're haunted. I'm not saying they're spiritually active. And it's like, you know, let's say if a K2 meter starts flashing right now, you know, that could be anything that's setting it off. It could be the doll. They may have energy attached to it from the person who owned it. But again, two forms of energy: spiritual energy or just normal energy, which we've touched. Like when I touch Tina, I'm pointing my energy on her. So you got positive and a negative, I suppose, if you want to say it that way. And maybe some dolls are have a lot of negative energies attached to them. You don't know. Maybe a doll that does move is a negative spirit, a person who done wrong, wicked, evil person, and they attach themselves to the doll. And ow, I just feel like a scratching on my arm then. Quite that bloody hurt. I feel like someone just scratched my shoulder then. No, to me, a lot of my dolls are just more like figure objects. If a spirit, you know, if there is a real, true, genuine spirit that comes through and attaches himself to the doll, that's great. But then I still need to know who that spirit is, and if they are able to, you know, manipulate the doll and make it move or do something with it, you know, kind of thing. It's like that Doll Island, somewhere in South America or somewhere. I reckon that island's full of like activity, and a lot of dolls do move around. But again, that could just be wind. You know, it could be spirits of, you know, people who have passed and attached themselves to the doll and they move around. Now, it's a possibility. I'd love to get a doll from fucking Doll Island, but I ain't going to happen. But I think a lot of people, like, especially on eBay, because they want to get rid of the doll and they can't get rid of it, they tend to put it down as haunted when it isn't. You know, and it ain't just dolls, it's a lot of other things you could put down. Spiritually active. You know, guy calls me a scammer. You want to look on eBay and see how many people are scamming the paranormal field right now. Because them people are selling them so-called haunted dolls can't even prove they're haunted because they put a background story on it. It doesn't mean they are haunted. Now, I sold one, right, seriously, about 2 years ago. And I did feel that there was energy attached to it. And I think I sold it for about £20-25 on eBay. I probably paid about 10 quid for it or something. I can't even remember. But I know I sold it probably for about £20-25. And the person who bought it from me said that they want to buy it as a housewarming present for a friend of theirs, yeah? And I said, well, what you do with it, it's up to you, you know. Just, you know, read my listing. I take no responsibility for what you do with it. You know, just don't say it got broke and I'm trying to send it back, or don't say it's haunted when I'm saying it isn't haunted. I just, you know, I put the story behind what I got. Such as like, if I'd done a Ouija board session, I was getting like information for the Ouija board, like the name, how she died, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's all I put down. You know, I said, like, I can't prove any of this. Like, it's what the spirits tell me. And I said, yeah, that's all right. You know, it's fine. You know, I just want to buy it as a housewarming gift. So I sold it to him, sent it to him. A week later, the guy sends me a message saying, I gave that doll to a housewarming present to a friend of mine, and would you believe the first day they got it, weird things started happening in their house. Oh, really? Now, is he saying that just make me feel better? Or was he really being truthful? Because he said, like, they saw shadows. One of the window shutters slammed when there wasn't no wind. They could hear, like, knocking. They heard a crying sound. So was that a real haunted doll that I sold him? Possibly. If I'd known that was going to get that activity, and I was getting it myself, which I didn't get, but if I'd known that was only going to do that, I could have put up for 50, 60, 70, 80, £100 or whatever, and probably got it. But anything I bought on eBay, I just put a story behind it, which I've got either off a Ouija board or been told about from another person, and that's it. No, I don't make people buy my stuff. They buy it if they want to believe in it. They buy it because they like it, and they buy it because it's what they can afford at the time. No, that doll there, as I said, I've seen one exactly the same as that, but with the fowl and box, and it's like I think about 260 or something. Yeah, I saw another one similar, about 160, but the one which exactly looked like that with the fowl, the box, and the certificate, $260 in America. Yeah. Now, what if I turned around and said that was haunted, and I put a background story on it, and put £100 price mark on it? Would people believe in that? Would they buy it for that money? Because if I was to sell it, which I ain't going to do, but if I was to sell it, I'd just say, look, I bought it, I felt energy from it when I bought it from the person at the time. I've done a few like tests with it, K2 meters gone off a couple of times, probably got an EVP, ghost box. I've got some stuff coming from the ghost box, and that's it. And they want to believe that, then it's up to them, because I will do a video on her at a later date and see what we do get from her. And if they believe it and they want to pay that money, they're going to do it, aren't they? Oh, got cold. Oh, icy cold right down my back. So, I'm not scamming people. I'm telling them what I'm getting or what I'm selling her for. It's up to the person if they want to buy it. I've had stuff on eBay before, and I've had hundreds of views on one particular doll. Hundreds. But it never got sold for months and months. And because it wasn't being sold, I reduced the price. And once the price got reduced, it got snapped up. It's because the people didn't have the money to buy it, I suppose. I'm not there to rip people off. I like some of these scam artists on eBay. And it ain't just got dolls, it's like a ghost box, So I put a ghost box up and I'm saying I want 70 quid for it. 75 quid. When you put a listing up, you can't put it, say 75 quid, buy it, 75 quid bid, and £100 buy it now. You got to have a 20%, I think it's 20 or 25% more than the actual bid is. If people want to buy a ghost box for £110, they're going to buy it, whatever. If they can hear what it sounds like, and there is a video up of what it sounds like, they're going to buy it. So Mark Davis, said the Roberts is a good radio. Mark Roberts uses a Roberts ghost box. Chris Powers, he uses a ghost box, Roberts one. No, it doesn't matter how much I pay for it. If I know people are going to be interested and possibly want to buy it, then they're going to buy it. I ain't going to force them to buy it. I could have a radio up for 2, 3, 4 months and still not sell it. And suddenly when I do sell it, it'll probably be reduced. So I'll probably think, well, no one's interested in that price, let's reduce the price. But I'm not going to reduce it for the cost I paid for it, because it ain't going to be, sensible really, is it? Because I'm still being charged eBay listing fees every time I list it. Listing fees, postal fees. Every time it gets listed, I'm paying fees all the time. And let's say I don't sell it for like 2 months. Every week I list it, every 10 days I list it for like, say, £75 starting bid, yeah? And it's been like that for 2-3 months and it still hasn't been sold. All those listing fees and postal fees are adding up. By the time I sell it, I probably wouldn't have made nothing on it anyway, because all the fees have gone on it. It's like a doll. I can list a doll and they're up there for 2-3 months, probably up for like £25. By the time I sell it, I probably spent all that on listing fees. Then you get your final selling fees as well. Then you get your PayPal fees. But a lot of these dolls being sold on eBay are not haunted. They ain't even got a spirit attachment to them. It's just people getting dolls, going around car boot fairs, church shops like I do, buying them, selling them on eBay. But if I've got a doll that isn't haunted or even spiritually active, I don't put it as spiritually active or haunted. Now, you see I do work with most of my dolls anyway, yeah? Now, if I get an EVP, I just put like, possibly spiritually active, had EVPs, KT meters gone off, I felt that there was energy. I seen the normal water come through the doll, and say like I put that say for about 20-30 quid or whatever. If people want to believe the story that I put there and they can afford it, then they're going to buy it. Especially if I've got video evidence, like I normally do with my YouTube page. If I've got video evidence of the doll moving or EVPs or ghost box responses or whatever I get from the doll, it's still some kind of evidence, I suppose. But background story don't mean diddly squat. Anyone can make up a background story on any item. You can have I've seen like on eBay, haunted ring, £95, and it's just a costume jewelry ring. Oh, rings moved around on the table. Well, if it's on the table and the table isn't like level and you get vibration, the ring is going to move in it. Because as you're walking along the floorway, let's say, the table with 4 legs and one of the legs is like a 1/4 inch smaller than the other ones, so it's off level. They put a ring on there. It might stay in one space for a minute, but as soon as you start walking around, that vibration is going to make the table move. And when the tables move, it's going to make the ring move. And people are going to turn around and say, well, that's haunted, when it isn't. Now, because people might feel that might be haunted, that's what you feel like. You might say, well, yeah, I think that's haunted. That's your own opinion. I'm not saying she's haunted. I'm not even saying she's spiritually active until we'd actually do something with her. When that'd be, I don't know. So today, I've been sorting out my cupboard in the hallway. I've got a double door cupboard. One cupboard there, brick wall, and another cupboard. And I'm closed with like, two doors. I completely pulled both of them out today and sorted it all out. I threw about 4 bin liners and about 6 boxes of crap out. Just trying to make some room so I can start making the living room a bit more tidy. But even when I sorted it all out, there's still not a lot of room in there, and there's you know, like boxes, you know, empty boxes in the living room, which I was going to use to store stuff in to put in the cupboard, but there's still not enough room in the cupboard for me to put stuff in there. Now I've got an Epson printer box, which has actually got an Epson printer in there. I've got plastic boxes with stuff in there, you know, like electrical cables and torches and fishing gear and my magnet for when I'm magnet fishing. I've got so much stuff in there, it's unbelievable. And I did throw some stuff away. But if I was to clear the living room out, I wouldn't actually store in the dolls away. I'll just try to keep them all into one side of the room. I want to try to keep where my settee is. I want to try to clear that area and the table, because there's like a table full of crap on there. Yeah, I want to get that all sorted out, and there's like 4 or 5 desktops in the living room, all next to each other. Now in that cupboard there was 4 desktops in there. One was just like a shell with the motherboard, and 3 other ones did have like motherboards, hard drives, you know, floppy disks, CDs and stuff like that. I know they work, but they have old desktops. You know, one of them is my older computer before I got this one. I'm still trying to find out what's wrong with the sound card on it. Built on sound, it could be just a chip that's gone. But is it worth me trying to repair the motherboard? No, I might as well just get a new motherboard and put a new motherboard in, then keep it spare desktop. But as I say, I've got about another 4, 5 desktops in the living room. They work, but they're old. Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3. Not worth nothing really. So when I get around to it, although I could probably sell them, and you know, anyway, it's 10, 20 quid, you know, kind of thing. It ain't going to be worth my time listing them, because it costs like 20, 30 quid to send them out. No one's going to be wanting to pay that. So when I get around to them, I'm going to put them outside, and I'm going to put on notice, free working computer. And if anyone wants to come along and get them, then I can have them. So it ain't worth me holding on to them. I think 2 may have hard drives in, but they're the old IDE ones. But they've got operating systems on, like Windows XP or Windows 7. So I know they work, but they're too slow for what I need them. You know, for like video editing, game playing, you know, live streaming. So when I get around to doing the living room, which I hope will be this week, you know, I got them for free anyway. You know, I know people will take, you know, like PCs apart for the motherboards and the graphic cards and the processor and the memory for gold recovery. You know, there's a lot of people on YouTube who does that for gold recovery, but it wouldn't be worth my while putting on eBay. Wouldn't make nothing out of it. I'll be paying more out on postage than actually selling the items, you know, itself. So yeah, they'll probably be going out. Don't want to throw them away, but probably keep one of them and give them to my nephew. I just got to make sure I've got a spare keyboard. I know I've got at least 3 or 4 monitors, so I'll give him a keyboard, monitor, a mouse, the desktop computer, make sure it's all working, and I'll get my daughter to send her fiance round and get them to collect it. I've got so much crap in here. You know, I still got my 3 metal detectors in there, and I could put them in the cupboard, but I know like later on I'm going to be going out and doing some more metal detecting this year probably. Here we go. Make sure I'm doing the right one. Goodbye, Ali. Bugger off. You're not welcome on it. So once I've done the living room, then I can start doing this one as well. So I want to start getting back to doing live streams again in, you know, the living room. The kitchen was a bit of a mess, but I've tidied that up. My sister's getting a bit more happier now, saying, "Oh, good, you're getting some of that shit out of your place." Yeah, that time I need to get rid of some of it out. Need to do something, don't I, really? But once I've got the living room sorted out, then I can concentrate in doing this room. So I want that all out of the way. If someone said to me, "Why don't you get a storage shed and put it on your balcony?" Storage shed's about £500, a decent one. And, with the weather, you can get weather on it. It could probably fall apart in a couple of years. And I'm not going to spend out £500 on a shed unless it's like a metal shed. But then, how am I going to get a metal shed up 3 flights of stairs through 3 doors onto the balcony? I'd need a crane. And I don't think people who sell sheds, metal sheds, would deliver it with a crane attached to it. I know you can get sheds that, you actually put together yourself. I won't be able to do that. So a lot of the stuff in the living room will be thrown out. I'm trying to keep the cables, because, it's copper inside, and, I could scrap all the cabling and, sell the copper online, probably make a little bit of money. Or send my scrap dealer would probably buy the copper. But you've got to have like kilos and kilos of it, to make anything out of it. So it wouldn't really be worth my while in stripping the wires and just getting the copper out. I might as well keep a good amount of wires and store them and use them for my electronics. But once I've got the living room sorted out, as I say, I'm going to have a little break before I do this room, and we'll start doing some more live streams with the dolls and some overnight DVRs and some more Ouija board sessions with the dolls. Get back to the way I used to operate a couple of years ago. So I can't really be doing it when, the living room's a right mess. Because if you remember the time when it was a lot more emptier, I was able to sit down on the floor, do a Ouija board session. Bibles being knocked down, golf balls thrown at me, all flying around me like crazy. Once it's decluttered, then I can start doing some stuff. But yeah, as I say, like, that doll there, the Victorian, she was made in 1988. She's one of the collections. How many at the same doll they made, I don't know. It could be a limited number. You might get a manufacturer might make 50 dolls, 100 dolls, or 1,000 dolls, all exactly the same. She hasn't got no numbering on there, I can see, but it's got the name, the date, 1988. And I've seen one similar to her and one exactly the same as her. Just that the one that exactly the same had the actual head fail, and it was all boxed, and that it was 260. Now, if I were to sell her, I don't think I'll even get £100 for her, unless someone wants to pay that much money. But I'm not going to sell her because she's an interesting doll. She's one of the better looking, interesting dolls I've got, and one of the prettiest dolls as well. I do like how the dress comes out, and it's an actual wedding dress as well. It's actually, I believe, on the listing, it says the actual dress was created from an original wedding dress. So it's like a miniature wedding dress. And she's based on the Victorian. Shh, you've been fed. Be quiet. Oh dear. So tomorrow, I won't be streaming tomorrow because I'm going to be getting an early night in. Because if it's okay on Wednesday, I'll probably go to a car boot and have a look around. I'm not going to spend any money, I don't think, because I ain't got much money left. But I like to have a look around, and if there is something there, I can always ask the person if I can do a bank transfer instead of carrying the money. Because one person who I bought a couple of dolls from, I didn't have the money she wanted for them, and I showed you them dolls. Are two smaller dolls, which I think is probably 1940s, 1950s. And that's what she said they were anyway, 1940s, 1950s. And the money she wanted from them, I didn't have. I knew I had it in my bank account, but I was a bit curious. I did knock her down a little bit. That's the real thing, is trying to find somewhere to go and get the money out. So I said, do you do PayPal? She goes, no. Nah. Another one bites the dust. I said, no. No, I asked her if she had bank PayPal. She goes, no. So I said, well, can I do a bank transfer? She goes, well, I don't know if I got a bank card, but she did have one. So I had to do a bank transfer with her. Now, I bought one off her Sunday, just gone. And she said she got some more, which she's going to be bringing. And they're bigger, better, and really nice dressed. So I said, well, bring them, but I can't, so I'm going to buy them. But, bring them and I'll have a look at them. If I can afford them, I'll have them. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Probably do some streams with people coming on again, maybe later, if Dave wants to come on. Probably get John on. Lexi Paranormal, if he wants to come on for a chat one night. I'm going to try to get Chris to come on. That's Northwest Paranormal. Then there's the other Chris. I keep forgetting his bloody YouTube channel. What's it called? Trying to think what other Chris's name is. Never bloody remember it. What is his bloody handle? Age of Darkness, that's it. Chris from Age of Darkness, probably get him on. Not sure we'll probably talk about. Maybe get Drew Paranormal back on another night as well. And anyone else who wants to come on for a chat, let me know and I'll try and arrange some time with you. Me and Dave still needs to talk about what we're going to be doing in the future. I know you're busy doing these home streams, but we was still meant to be doing a murder mystery and unsolved case, a UK case. But when that's going to happen, we don't know yet. But the DVR's working at the moment. I've still got some problems with the cameras, with the wavy lines and static and stuff like that. But it is recording. And last night, I accidentally clicked the mouse and it came up on the big screen of me, this room here. And I was just getting ready to go to bed, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But just been to the bathroom, came out, turned the light off. I walked around to go to the bed, and I turned around. I thought, Oh, it's on big screen. No, so I can't be bothered to walk all the way back over here, although it's only a few steps, and start mucking around the mouse to get it back on 9 screen. So I left it, and as I went to sit on the bed, glowing orb shot up right across the screen. Whoa, okay. I saw a few little orbs flying around, but nothing major. I know some of it was dust particles, but these weren't dust particles. These had like a flight path kind of pattern. A dust particle would either go up, down, or diagonal. The bigger orb I saw was like flying around like in circles, and it wasn't a bug. I know it wasn't a bug. And then you saw a few kind of like orbs coming across way, which would not have been dust. But as soon as I jumped on bed, a few dust particles flew up, so I knew they were dust. So when you got a TV like CCTV, you can actually figure out and work out which is dust and which is not dust. But later, if I can save the money up and get a new one, I'll probably buy myself a new DVR system, 8-channel with 8 cameras. It was like 200 quid. So I might have to out. Oh, my foot. Oh, bloody hell, my foot went really ice cold then. And it's boiling hot in here. My foot just went freezing cold. So probably around about Christmas time, I might be able to buy one. What is it now? August, September, October, November. About 4 months I've got to wait. Then I can probably buy a new one with my Christmas money, which I normally get each year. Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do next stream, is talk about ghost boxes. I was going to do that tonight, but I thought I'd talk about the dolls. But next stream, I'm going to talk about ghost boxes. I might even run a few little ghost box sessions with each ghost box. I don't know. I'm going to have at least 5 or 6 ghost boxes I'm going to show you. I might give you the secret out on how I hacked them. On one, or at least 2 of them. I do have 2 ghost boxes up on my eBay for sale at the moment. I've got a couple of people interested in keeping an eye on it at the moment. I think I'm going to wait until the end and see if I can get it at the lowest bid. But I've been keeping an eye out for Dave Delorious for a multi-scam, well, one of those radios which has AM, FM, upper sideband, lower sideband, all that kind of stuff. Now, when I was sorting out my cupboard, I did come across this chunky one. Now, it's not a manual scan, but the things it's got on it is really crazy. You've got your manual dial tuning. You've got your fine tuning now. You've got a switch here. You do long wave, medium wave, short wave 1, short wave 2, and FM. You've got your volume here. You've got your bass and treble. You've got a mute button. You got ASC, whatever that is, I don't know. And then you got your power. It's got a speaker up there and a speaker there. You see, it's like a manual dial. And at the top, you got a light. Then you got your main FM1, FM2, FM3, FM4. And at the back, you got some buttons here, which is FM 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got a headphone socket. You can plug in a tape recorder, one of the old style tape recorders. You can either have it on radio or tape, so you can actually put a tape in and play the tape through the speakers on the radio. It runs off normal mains, and it takes 4 of those big chunky D batteries. It's not a manual scan. There is a couple of problems with it. One, the antenna is very loose, so that needs redoing. And 2, wrong plug. I had a plug it earlier. What we do with it? There it is. Now the thing is, you could probably use this as a ghost box, but as I say, there's another problem with it. When you turn it on here, turning all the volume up, turning mute, and it doesn't seem to want to work. But then it starts working. But I think it could be the actual speaker. So every time you change its frequencies, it kind of stops working. I'm pretty sure it could be the speakers.
What? Bro, look how much I'm in this thing though. Show me. No, look, that's... No, I think that's right.
No, if it's working perfectly, you probably could use it as a manual tune.
Get out tomorrow then and start chatting.
You could use it as a manual tune ghost box maybe, but I have noticed it's got a lot of heavy bleed over from the stations. Now, I don't know how much that would actually cost to repair it. But it's an old radio. You know, if you've got the function to add an audio cassette at the back, it's got to be old. There's some warning. When this unit is in mode, it use also before attempting internet intermissions. Remove the mains plug from the wall socket. Don't think there's any information on the actual radio. I don't even know what it is. Hang on, it's a 970 two-way speaker system. Oh, it's a Philips. So it's a Philips 970. I wonder if there's any of those on the internet, on eBay. Let's see if there is. Philips 970. There you go. Philips Service Manual. Nope, no on eBay. So if I copy that and go into Google, right, there's a video here I just found. This is the exact same radio as I got. Two 2019, people wanting to buy his one. Sounds German. Images, Philips vintage radio. It doesn't have my one on there. Even the old radios are like, you know, 50, 60 quid. Depends, as I say, it's like a doll, really. Depends who wants to buy it and spend the money out on it. Is that it? That's it there. Bidder, $50. Shipping £22. Shipping to UK. That's the radio there anyway. Exactly the same as my one. No, if it is working 100%, you could probably use it as a manual dial radio. Ghost box radio. I'm not sure the age of it. I'm just looking at these. 1970s. Image of Philips radio is 1970. So that's that one now. So yeah, that's it there. I saw one similar like this at the car boot fair. They wanted big money for it. You know, he was asking about 60 quid for the damn thing. And I went no way of testing it either. Can't even remember where I got that from, actually. All right, Simon. Yeah, I'm just closing down in a minute. I think a lot of people won't get notifications anyway, like they normally don't. I found a picture of one of my best mates, David. Know the story I told you about the guy who used to come into my house and wake me up by putting his hands on my chest and really pushing down on me to wake me up violently. But sometimes I thought I was like having a dream and I was like in an earthquake, but it was always him. And the story I told you about when I was in Mitcham Hall Place, that happened to me 3 times where I was like being shaken very violently. At first I thought it was a dream. Second time I thought it feels familiar. The third time I knew it was who it was, and he actually broke the bed. Well, when I was sorting out oh crap, I just dropped it down the back of the TV. Come back, David, come back. And this is the guy, David, with a younger picture of me. That's me here when I was in my early teens, early teens, nearly 20 years old, before I got married anyway. And there is David Mossey. He was the guy who bought gat guns for some of his friends. We used to shoot each other. He was the one where he bought me a penknife, and we had a penknife fight, and he caught me at the back of the neck and cut my neck open. Who else was there? Yeah, we used to go up Jordan's Wood and build little camps up there. With a gat gun, we used to like shoot each other, and they were like proper pellets, not like these little plastic balls. These were lead pellets. We went chasing the girls and shooting the girls up the backside, hearing them screaming, and complaining to their parents when I got home that we shot them. We got a bit of a clumping then. I don't know, David ever got a clump, but I bloody well did. He was the guy who used to come around at my house 3 o'clock in the morning, tooting or flashing his lights, you know, making sure I'm awake. So he'd just go down the A2 motorway to have a sandwich and a cup of tea, because he couldn't be bothered to make it himself indoors. So when he used to come around at 3 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time he came round in the morning, so I wouldn't wake up my mum and dad and my sisters, I used to open my bedroom window, climb out onto the wall, sturdily and gently walk along the wall, get onto the garage, and then pull myself down off the garage, out the gate, into his car, and down the motorway. I was always hoping that my mum would not know that I'd got out, because she would have went fucking doodally on me. So my dad. And lucky enough, you know, we was only out for about an hour. And time I got home, I'd climb back on the gate, back onto the garage, along the garage, back onto the wall, and the wall is there. My window's up there. I've had to like pull myself up, and you know, it was very painful in my chest, because you know, the way I was pulling myself up, I was always getting caught on the windowsill. I'd pull myself up, and as I'm going for the window, those little bloody horrible metal notches. Always caught myself on that a few times. So yeah, had some fun with him. Used to have CB radios where we used to chat with each other during the night time. I used to be Blue Thunder. Can't remember his handle actually. Where's Steve? Blue Thunder, you there? What do you want, David? Oh, well, you know, just wondering what you're doing, you know. Don't know. No, we used to have little chats. He met his girlfriend, who he eventually later did get married to, and she had a sister, and I was dating her sister. Oh God, she was a bad one. She wasn't that good looking, I'll tell you. I must have been fucking desperate to go out of her. But she, you know, she eventually did get married and have kids. Not from me, thankfully. But she wasn't. How I went out of her, I just do not know. You know, I would have probably dated a frog and kissed a frog, then kissed her. But, you know, desperate times, desperate measurement, you know, be lucky to get a girl at the time. But I had some, you know, pretty nice girlfriends when I was younger. There's another 2 sisters that used to live in Crayford. He went out with, I think her name was Sarah, and the other one I think was Samantha. He went out with Sarah, and I went out with his sister Samantha. Their parents were quite nice. So he used to drive down there sometimes, and when I wanted to go down, he wasn't around. My dad used to take me down there and pick me up. And, you know, when I found that, I thought, you know, it would be interesting seeing that. His son, Dominic, who's, you know, in his 30s now, probably like, you know, late 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, and he does like shooting with paint guns and stuff like that. So I took a picture, cut pictures on, well, yeah, 2 pictures, but I only sent him one on Facebook. He goes, oh, thanks, Steve. So no, I thought you might want to see it. He goes, how long ago was that? I said, probably about 30 years ago. But my sister said it weren't 30, it's probably about 25 years. But yeah, we used to have good laughs, you know. And I believe he's the one who came through and shook me like crazy 3 times in one night, because that's the kind of thing he would do. And that was fucking terrible. You know, breaking my bed as well. Winning my bed. Council paid for that bed because I was in temporary accommodation. But I kept the picture out, because I'm going to do a stream one day and try to communicate with him and see if he wants to come through and talk to us. As long as you don't come through during the night time and fucking shake me in my bed and break my bed again like he did last time. So I knew it was him. He came through a Ouija board after a couple of nights later. And he goes, yeah, it's me, I'm sorry, Steve. I said, you won't try to find you. Once I come, you know, if I'm allowed to cross over where you are, I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to give you such a kicking up the spirit arse. You wish you never done what you've done. But that's the kind of guy he was, you know, a bit of a playful kind of guy, you know, like mucking around. And, you know, he always had money. Before he bought a car, right, he used to want to go out in cab rides. You know, he had good money. And he used to come around and go, Steve, we're going out. Well, I've got a cab. We're going for a drive. All right, then. And he used to spend like 20 quid. You know, in them days, you could probably have travelled about 20, 30 miles for about 20 quid or whatever, yeah. And sometimes my sister would come with us, Denise. But there's one time, I think it was Sandra who came with us. And we pretended the car was breaking down. You know, he played a trick with the taxi driver. And he got us both out. Well, we got me out first, and they drove off, left me there. And I thought I wasn't going to get back home. We was probably about 10, 15 miles away from home. I didn't know who the hell we was. And I was practically enough in tears, I'll tell you, man. Thinking I've been left there. But he came back, picked me up. And then they said, right, you know, there's only prison, man. And somehow they got my sister out of the car as well and done the same thing to her as well. And she was fucking willing to, she was. But they didn't leave her out as long because we knew she was going to start fucking moaning. Hello, Claire. It's one of my trolls, but don't block her. Because Claire's one of my moderator trolls. You've been missing that, Claire. We've had trolls on here. So, yeah, we used to we used to go down and go out in cab drives. Worked with him in injection molding. His dad worked in another injection molding kind of factory. Hello, Black Star TV. And when I decided to leave the injection molding at Crayford, because I just had enough, they weren't paying me my proper wages, and you know, there's times when I wasn't getting paid at all, you know. I thought, fuck this, you know. And I threatened them to take them to court. And one day they said, well, come back and we'll sort it out. So I went back up and I was paid about £500 when it should have been like £1,500. They said, well, we ain't got enough money at the moment, we'll pay you later. Take the 500 from there, but I never saw the rest of the money. So I walked out and told them to fuck off. So anyway, David was working for his dad in his factory, and they offered me a job there, which I did take for a little while, but again, it was just too much hard work. So I left that job. But David used to work, you know, pretty long hours sometimes. And, you know, we fell out of each other a couple of times, you know, we broke up our friendship, but for some strange reason, you know, we always kind of like made up, apologised to each other. And I said to his son today, you know, on Facebook, I said, you know, I still think about him quite a lot and I miss the guy. He goes, yeah, I miss him too. I said, yeah, but, you know, the things that we used to do, you know, childhood times, you know, from the time, you know, we was at school, time we left school, time we went out working, you know, a lot of good times. And one of those apparitions I caught in Joins the Woods, yeah, I uploaded, and Dominic, his son saw it on Facebook, and he swears black and blue that that was his dad, because he remembers that particular area, day or night. He recognised that area and said, I think that's my dad trying to manifest himself to you. And David was a small, not stocky, but big guy, kind of thing. And he's always drinking tea or coffee. He'll have one cup of tea, and like 10, 15 minutes later, he's like, where's tea then? Where's tea? I thought, you just fucking had one. So go make another one. In my younger times, even now, I don't drink a lot of tea or coffee. I might have like 3 coffees in one day or something, So I'm trying to drink more, like cold fluids because of this bloody weather. But yeah, he'd have like, if he was around my house for about 2 or 3 hours, I guarantee you he'd have at least 10, 15 cups of tea, maybe more. He's always asking for a cup of tea or coffee. I think his main one was tea, actually. But yeah, I might do a stream with him one night, get your Ouija board out and see if he's around. David, if you're in the spirit world, I want to communicate with you maybe next week. Just don't come down and shake me like you used to do. So I will kick your fucking ass in the spirit world, definitely, when I find you. I'm sure it was him when I was in temporary accommodation. So I was mucking around with a Ouija board on the tablet, and I even made my own Ouija boards on cardboard. And the way that happened that night 3 times, the pressure on my chest going boom, 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 boom. I'll guarantee you that's him, because that's what he used to do when he was alive, when he used to come around my house and wake me up during the daytime or in the evening. But that's one thing I don't miss, him fucking shaking me like crazy. I done some research on this one earlier. I've got not this Sunday just gone, but last Sunday, and I've just done a little bit of research on her. All right, she's a Franklin Mint hairline collection doll. All right, and some woman had one exactly like her, just that she had the wedding veil on hers and the original box. That doll was being sold for $260. Then I saw another one similar, but the dress was slightly different, $160. Now, I'm not saying she's worth $160, especially with a nice, great big long kind of wedding dress. A bit manky, but she's collectible and she's worth money. Now, a couple of people say, oh, she's a really nice doll, but I'm not saying that. It's going to be one of the better dolls I've got. Now, I'm still collecting dolls, but I will sell a few of my older ones I've had for a couple of years later. Tina there. I'm going to pinch your planchette one night, girl. So I can do a planchette session. If you don't mind. Mind you, I'll have to untangle it though. Nah, not that one. Looks like it, I suppose. Let's have a look. Haunted doll. Be crazy if it was. Haunted doll attacked by my husband this morning. Is that the one?
Stop it, please.
No, it's similar though. It is bloody similar. I reckon she's a Franklin doll. The thing is, the heads can't move on those because they're like one piece of porcelain. But yeah, let me show you. I've just done a quick search on it. Oh, where is it? There we go. Now that doll was originally look at her face, right? Look at her face to the one I've got up on my screen. Her face is similar, very similar, but that one has got kind of a light brownish hair, while my one's got like a darker brown. So yeah. Yeah, that doll actually got sold. That one on the this morning, they actually did sell her. They put her on eBay. I'm not sure how much they actually paid for her, the new owners, but even the new owners had problems with the doll. Oh, Yvette Yielding slams the morning haunted doll public stunt, saying it was all to do with publicity. Yvette Yielding wouldn't even fucking know her doll was haunted. And if it flew at her and bit her in your fucking ass. Yvette Yielding, yeah. She kind of runs away from every little sound she hears. You know, Yvette, I can't even pronounce her bloody name here. Yvette Yielding. Come on, spirits, come and do something. Throw something at us. Come on, I dare you to. Here's something fall near them, and she's screaming like a little child. Well, you fucking ask for it. They do it, and you go screaming. What an arsehole. Yeah, but I say like, hang on a minute, let me see if I can find it. Was it? This what is the doll's name?
Now you can gift your Vodafone Berry Me
Debbie Merrick purchased a doll as a part of a set from a shop just months ago. Now this is going back 2017, but since then strange things have been happening to the family. Now she can't wait to get rid of it, and already sold it online. So let me do another search on. Yeah, hang on a minute. Hang on, don't play it. I'll screen share this one. Evil doll. Couple attacked by dolls. It's on eBay, then attacks new owner's dad. So let's play this one.
This couple gets sold on eBay and strikes again. Do you believe in curses and ghosts? How about demonic spirits taking over human hosts? If you do happen to take reported incidents of paranormal activity to heart, you might want to grab your Ghostbuster Proton packs, because the series of eerie events that have been following a seemingly harmless-looking China doll in the UK are freaking people out left and right. Debbie Merrick purchased the doll back in late June from a second-hand store for £4 or £5, but she apparently had no idea what she bargained for.
Yeah,
She and her husband Cameron claimed the doll attacked him in his sleep by leaving mysterious scratch marks on the back of his leg. Debbie claims she's found the doll in different spots, and not only does she think it can move, she's convinced it took its own necklace off, in the box. Having had enough, Debbie stuffed the doll in a box, taped it shut, and threw it up for auction on eBay, then threw it in the shed until shipping it to the next owner far away from her. Enter Lee Steer, a paranormal investigator who just needs to know what the deal with this creepy doll
hello, Lee. Yeah, goes to Britain.
was. So much so that he snagged the doll with a winning bid of £866.
Lee Spear bought that doll for £866. Are you joshing me?
A mere 2 days after the doll came into his possession, Lee's father claims he also found scratch marks under his arm that are apparently freakishly similar to the ones on Debbie Merrick's husband's arms. And that's not all. Lee and his parents claim lights in their home have been flickering, strange noises are becoming more frequent, and things in the house have been turning up, cracked, broken, or just moving on their own. You know, usual. In any case, do you believe this doll is possessed by some evil spirit? Or does Debbie Merrick really know how to sell junk on eBay? A profit of £861 ain't bad.
If I know that had been sold on eBay, I would have bought a few bits on. Lee Steer bought that doll. I didn't know that. Lee Steer paid £866 for that. He was skeptic about the paranormal, so why would he buy a haunted doll? That wasn't what turned him into a believer. Something else turned him into a believer, I heard. See, that doll cannot... It says like the doll moved around. The doll is exactly like mine, a porcelain doll. The head can't turn around. The arms can't move. The legs can't move. Unless it's like got so much energy, it can levitate and then manipulate the legs to move in some way. You know, the only way that head's going to move is if the head's going to melt in some way. And that ain't going to happen because it's porcelain. You can't melt porcelain, I know of. Shame it ain't the exact same kind of looking doll. Because I can turn and say, I got the doll from This Morning TV. You know, the person who sold it on eBay sold it to someone else, and someone else sold it to someone else, and sold it on. I could just make a load of bullshit out of it, but I wouldn't, because what's the point? I wonder if Lee still got the doll, or if he sold it on. I thought Zach Baggins was after it as well at one time, I think. I'm not sure. Well, rather stick a cactus in my eye. Oh, that'd be a bit silly, sticking a cactus in your eye. It'll make you blind, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm going to go to the bathroom and make myself a quick cup of coffee as well. Back in a minute, guys. Oh, Tina, what I found in the hallway, your hat. Always dropping your hat, you are, girl. Okay, decided to have Cadbury's drinking chocolate. I don't know why I keep getting that bloody Mulgreen berry liquid in my bloody head. Don't know, she don't go near the dolls much unless I've got them on the floor. Hang on, where's this from? I reckon that's from her, that doll. It's not from here. I don't know where this bit comes from. Now, what's sticking her hair? There we go. Makes it a bit better. Whoa! You fell out your hair, girl. Don't you like it in there? Oh, it's staying in there. You don't want Tina looking up your skirt, do you? Close, oh, yeah, your clothes dry. Well done, girl. Now she's opened them. So I believe turn in 5 minutes. I've lost one of my K2 meters. Don't know where it's gone. I had 2 black ones and a silvery one, grey. It's disappeared. I don't worry about that one. Yeah, that's surprising. Lee Steers bought that doll. Goes to Britain, innit? Let's see if it's on his YouTube. Real haunted doll, real nice story. Is that the one?
And basic.
He's got several haunted dolls, apparently. That's not the one. Don't even see the one that he bought off eBay. Haunted doll. No, maybe didn't do a video on it. I've just done a YouTube search on Lee Steers Ghost of Britain's YouTube. He's got a few haunted dolls, apparently. So, the thing is, even if you get scratched, it doesn't mean the doll is actually haunted. It could be carrying a negative energy, but unless you see it actually moving, I still don't say it's actually really 100% haunted. It might be haunted in a way that you got the activity, like anomalies flying around or going in and out of her, devices going off. But device can go off in any form of way. You might have different forms of energy. Electromagnetic energy, like they said the other day. You could have the fluctuation from a mobile phone or your lights, your TV, or something like that, you know, kind of thing, or some other man-made electricity that can be floating around your room. Even we create our own electricity, which could probably manipulate the devices. So, hold on. There's a new battery in. I've got no more batteries. I need to order some batteries off eBay, I think, or Amazon. Not getting those fucking £2 for £1 shitty batteries from Poundland anymore. They are complete crap. They don't even last half an hour. So if that doll's head suddenly turned, I'll be surprised, because it can't turn. It cannot turn. It is a solid piece of porcelain. No, if a spirit was to manipulate that and make that head turn, I'll be well fucking like shocked and surprised. I'll probably be running through that door instead of going, opening it and shutting it behind me. I'll probably go over and run straight through the bloody door. But as I said, like with those two young girls on YouTube, where they're playing with their Barbie dolls, I've done a little bit of research on Google the other day, and there are dolls where you've got a button at the back and it actually turns their head and their arms at the same time. So how do we know it weren't those kind of dolls? The one of the ladies who sells me the dolls over Car Boot Fair, which I bought the last couple of weeks, yeah. I said, how come you're getting rid of dolls then? She goes, oh, my daughter don't like them. She said that I've got to get rid of them. I said, yeah, but they're your dolls. She goes, I know, but, you know, they won't come and visit me unless I get rid of the dolls. I thought, bloody hell, man. She goes, I've got some more. I'll bring some more back next week. And she said that she had something else I was interested in. She goes, damn it, if I'd known, I kept it by for you, but I sold it. Because I had a really good day today. You know, the woman told me she had some guy who spent like over 120 quid within like half an hour. I thought, fucking hell, that's good. Goes, yeah, that's made me really happy. Goes, yeah, but anyway, if I can remember, I'll bring the dolls next week and you check them out. I said, yeah. So I can't guarantee I'm going to buy them. But, you know, maybe I might be able to buy one and get the other one for me and bring that one another week. But some of these dolls ain't cheap. You know, that one wasn't cheap. I got the other two, which I bought from the woman. So I didn't have the money for what she wanted for them, so I had to pay her through a bank transfer. And they're only small little dolls, probably about 40, 50s, by looks of things. Then I bought that other one, which I had on my table behind me, which I was live streaming. That I got from a different seller. But I didn't pay too much for that one, but I paid a fair enough price for it. And there's, you know, a little bit of time during the day where I was able to get a couple of dolls for a couple of quid each, £1, £2, £3 each. But every time I saw a doll, I saw a nice box one, right? Porcelain, probably one of the Leonardo ones, I think it was, yeah. And because it was box, you wanted like 20 odd quid for it. And if you have got box dolls, they will go for that money. They can go for more than that. Now, it depends on the amount of actually was made. You know, you might have a limited edition. I was just about to say that, yeah. Chucky. You know, a doll ain't going to turn around and suddenly start getting up and walking over to you and manifest a knife in her hand and say, I'm here to kill you. Well, that's just fucking TV. You know, even TV scares people from dolls. How many dolls have probably been manufactured throughout the years? Billions, hundreds of millions of dolls. Got a nice little boy doll the other day as well. Let me take these in. I'll bring the boy one in. I'll pick it up. Right, you three can go back in now. And go back into that. Right, I've not even named some of the ones I've got, because I don't even know what to name them. I'd rather wait until I do a Ouija board session on them and try to pick up a name. Then if only active. Just give you a little bit of a clean up. You've got a lot of dirt on your face. Or is it chalk or pen? I've got a bit off. I think someone's been drawing on your face, mate. But this one here, the boy one, I paid the £5 for him. You take his hat off and put a hoodie on him. But the hoodie doesn't really fit. So I don't think that's the right top for him. Someone's just probably put another top on him. This is his original hat. His tartan hat. But, you know, I don't have many boy dolls. I've probably got about half a dozen. And I thought, you know what? I'll get him. See, that head does move. So if he was standing there or sitting there one day, you know, his arms are very tough. His legs can move a little bit. No, but it'd be more kind of like, I suppose, authentic. What was it called? Authentic. As a haunted, spirited doll, he was just sitting there and his head just went like that. Or turned completely around like that, like on the Exorcist movie. And that would fucking freak me out. So I wouldn't even know what to call some of these. I used to like name them when I've got them, but most of the ones I've got, I can't remember the names. What do you retract your message for, Dave? I didn't see your message. I got one of those like wooden weaving chairs from one of the guys. There's a guy, an old man, probably about 78 years old. He had some dolls, which I bought off him. You know, he wouldn't knock the price down. I said, look, if I buy all 4, I'll have them all. And I gave him a price. He goes, but I did knock him down a couple of quid, yeah. And I think I paid 20 quid for 4 dolls. And he wanted extra for one of the chairs. I said, yeah, but doesn't that doll come with a chair? He goes, no. So I said, you got any more? Because if you've got more, I'd do like even a better bundle deal with you. Don't think so. So I bought the ones off him, yeah, for 20 quid. £21 with the chair. I walked around and like there weren't as many stalls this Sunday as there was last Sunday because everyone thought it was going to be pissing down the rain. I walked around and I went near his stall and he had another couple of dolls and I thought, no, I ain't going to buy no more. He told me he didn't have none, but there was more. Maybe he thought I buggered off home and he was trying to like make a bit more money on the ones he did have. But I think I had the better ones out of all the ones he had. He said he was selling it for some woman. Or selling the dolls for some woman. See, if I was to name that doll, I'd probably call him Scott. Because like it's got tartan, you know, the old Scottish tartan on him. So if I called him Scott, at least I would remember the name. All I've got to do is think, well, what did I call him? Oh, he's got tartan. Oh, I called him Scott from Scotland. But I don't really name them, you know. I try to get what information I do get from a Ouija board or a spirit board or a ghost box or something, yeah, or an EVP. But you know, a lot of the dolls I do get, as I said, I don't really class as like spiritually haunted. I do feel that there's possibly spiritual energy attached to them, or energy from someone who may have had them that may still be alive or even dead. Because I've just passed on my energy onto that doll by carrying around, bringing him in here. So, you know, if I was to get rid of him tomorrow, which I won't, because I'm going to keep them, the dolls I do get, I'm going to keep for at least 6 months before I decide to get rid of any of them. The ones I'm actually sorting out and probably selling at the moment is the ones I've had for like 2 years. So I can like downgrade the ones I've got, you know, kind of get rid of some ones I've got. If I make enough money out of the ones I am thinking of selling, then I can use that money to buy some more, or buy some more radios or whatever, or save up for my new DVR system. Oliver, nah, don't like that name. Well, I like the name, but he looks like a Scottish lad, so I'm calling him Scott for now. Like that K2 meet, like on a DC box, you like your name to be called Scott. Light one of them up if you don't like to be called Scott. So that's kind of like conflicting in one way. Light the meets up if you like to be called Scott, or light one up if you don't like to be called Scott. If he lit 2 up, then maybe he likes to be called Scott, but maybe if there's enough energy, he's meant to light 1 up to say no, he don't like to be called Scott. He might accidentally light both up, and then I'm thinking that he likes to be called Scott when he doesn't. But that other doll I had on my table the other day, her eyes are really weird. Now look, if you look at her, it looks like her eyes are piercing. Now not black eyes. Let me go and get her. I'm going to get her. Where's this tissue come from? See, this doll here is a bit freaky, like, you know, it's got broken toe. It's got broken toes there. Broken finger. Completely broken finger there. And she's got lots of cracks all over her body. All on her arms. All back there. Got a few cracks on that arm. I think they tried to repair at the back there. Her eyes do move sometimes, but not all the time. Her head, her head is wobbly, but it could turn around if it wanted to. Her arms can move, her legs can move. She's got damage right up here on her eyebrow. I had her on the altar table behind me the other night, and it was Angela who took time out to timestamp. She said the K2 meters were going crazy with her. The DC box was going crazy. If anything, I would have said that doll does have some kind of like spiritual energy attached to her, but it's not a spiritual energy that likes to be active at the moment. Maybe it could be dormant, you know. There might be an art could probably bring her out and she completely moves, you know, on her own. Not something could happen. How many dolls have you really seen on a stream where a doll has moved? Not many. But her eyes, are a bit kind of creepy. Claire, I'm watching you, Claire. Claire, come to me, Claire. Come to me, Claire. Claire, I want you, Claire. Probably think that I'm going to, you fucker. Bye. Her dress is really badly torn around there and around there. I won't be able to sew it up. I'll probably have to find a new dress, get another doll dress for her. But I think there's no actual information on her, I don't think. Can't see a stamp or nothing. Or even her back is all cracked up. They normally put stamps on them, don't they? Oh, her eyes are closed now. Look, her eyes are closed. Open your eyes again. Don't do that. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. No, they're closed. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Look, they're opening, closing. Trance. No, I can't see no markings. But I'm pretty sure she's old. She's got to be, you know, 50s, 60s maybe. Could be even younger. Don't do that. If I woke up the other night and saw her head going round and round like that, that would scare the shit out of me. I'd probably got her and chucked her out in the hallway and let the cat fucking play with her. But she's on the settee with about another 20 dolls. No, there's no shoes, no socks, no underwear, just a dress which is all ripped up. Just like her face, damaged. Her eyes is broken, her eyelid up there is broken. It's got breaks all around the back, all down the arms and legs. No, it's got to be that old to have all those cracks on. And I reckon at least 50, 60 years old. Got to be. So how many people have picked her up and played with her? All that different forms of energy from different people. Crazy, I'm sitting and suddenly your head turns around this way. And you heard it. And it gets up. Starts walking like a zombie. That would scare the fuck out of me, man. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be in here anymore. The stream would be running and I'll be shutting the door and I'll be sleeping in the kitchen or in the bathroom. I don't think she'd be able to jump up and open the door. Mind you, she's possessed. And really haunted she could do. But lucky I can lock the bathroom door from inside. But even a spirit, a haunted spirit, a poltergeist could open your door, locked or not. But there's that doll, and there's two more earlier dolls, like, more recent kind of dolls. Probably no more than like 10, 15 years old than them other dolls. And I asked him how much he wanted for them. And I said, because the other dolls were plastic head, all plastic. And I don't really like plastic dolls. All I've got probably about 10, 15 plastic doll ones, maybe more. I thought, no, I don't want more plastic. I like the porcelain ones, or hard clay or, material type. And I thought, nah. But when I saw that one, I said, how much do you want? He goes, well, this how much I want for all three of them. I said, I don't want them to. So he goes, well, I want that much for it. I thought, bit too expensive for me, mate. Would you take that? He goes, no. So we come to an agreement and got it. So I can't tell you the price on the dolls. That's for me to know. But they weren't cheap. I tell you, they ain't cheap. If I didn't pay for that doll, the other one I showed you, and 4 other dolls, I would have probably had enough money to buy myself a 4-camera DVR system. I've gone a bit too crazy buying dolls this last couple of weeks. That's why I've got to sort through the older ones I've had for a while, for about 2 years, and see if I do some streams with them. Get a little bit of background information from Ouija board. Do a video stream with them. And if and when I decide to put them on eBay or some other website, at least they can watch the background story on it. If they want to believe a Ouija board, who decides to buy it, then they can buy it. If they see that K2 meters or DC box or REM pod or any other device I might use on them, it's going off when I'm doing a stream with them. That's more evidence. Ghost box, maybe. I could turn the ghost box and say, what kind of dress are you wearing? If it says blue and the doll's wearing blue, that's more evidence. Because a lot of my dolls, I don't even think they've got any spirits attached to them. I'll buy a load, thinking that there is energy attachment, but it's not the energy where it's strong enough to set K2 meter off. It's just the energy I'm probably picking up from where someone's touched them and played with them for a good amount of time. And those people who've played with them and touched them and done whatever, they'll probably still be, could be still living people. Can you just imagine that? If that doll's head turned round, you can't really class that as demonic. Probably might be a pissed off spirit, yeah. But not demonic. Since I picked up, my arm's feeling itchy. You know what? Seriously, no lie, right? With this heat wave, right? I thought I would have like rashes and stuff like that, but I've not. And over the last couple of days, since Sunday, early morning, I was probably okay. But since Sunday, coming home with her and a few other dolls, I've been getting all spots on my hands, looks like a heat rash. You can't see that. But it got little spots all over my arm. Maybe they possessed me. Maybe that's what some form of nastiness they put in my body. Like bloody itches as well. I think it might just be a heat rash. An overdue heat rash probably. Yeah, it's cooled down here a little bit, but still a bit warm. Not hot like it's been. It's supposed to be doing oh yeah, there is a guy in America who has like over 200 odd dolls, isn't there? Then there's Haunted Dolls, then there's you Haunted Dean doll. I'll have to get you on here one day if you're interested. You want to come on my stream one night and do a doll session? Because if you do, then let me know and I'll arrange a time and a day. If you're not too busy. And show some of your dolls off. And let us know what ones you feel are more active or haunted. Let us know where you got them from, what activity you had from them. So if you're interested in coming on and doing a doll session, that'd be cool. I had the other Haunted Doll guy on here before. I think he's the one you're talking about, the American guy who used to go on Chris's and Cat Angels and a few other channels, including mine. And he pays really big bucks for these ones. I've only ever had a couple of dolls where I felt that, you know, there was something definitely attached to them. That clown doll, Chester, I got from Mitcham charity shop. One from Cat Angel, Samantha. Tina from Rose. Oh, shit. Oh, fucking hell, I feel like something scratched me across the face there. Yeah, I feel like a scratch mark. Oh, bloody hurt. I feel like someone scratched my face then. Yeah, Samantha, Tina, Chester, and there are a few others, but I just can't remember their names at the moment. I know that they were very high in spiritual energy, and you know, crazy K2 EMF hits. You know, when Kat sent me Samantha, she goes to me, Samantha loves mucking around with you know, devices, and I had seen Samantha on Cats playing around devices quite a lot, setting off the K2 meter and the REM pod and stuff like that. And I didn't think Kat was going to ever send her, but she did. I waited a while for it to turn up, but she did eventually turn up. And the day I got her, I just held and put K2 meter right next to it, and the K2 meter was going crazy. And as soon as I started doing live streams with her, you know, the meters were going like ballistic. Now, I ain't brought her out for quite a while, but a few weeks ago I did bring her out. And, you know, the K2 was going off a little bit, but it didn't mean really much, to be honest with you. And so I left her on the side while I was doing an ice stream, and I was talking about her, and all of a sudden Cat come on stream. So I said, wouldn't it be nice if Cat suddenly popped on and said hello to you? And then all of a sudden Cat came on, and I said, bloody hell, we just talking about you. She goes, ain't that a coincidence? She goes, yeah, I haven't been on for a while. I just turned on the computer I thought I'd flick around and see who was on, and I saw you was on, so I thought I'd just come on and see what's going on. I said, well, funny enough, I got smoked for you. He goes, have you? I said, yeah, look, she's on the side, and we was just talking about you and Kat. And he goes, wow. So I said, you'll have to come on. And I've got her on the hangout. And as soon as we started talking about, Samantha and some of the other stuff here, the K2 meters just went ballistic. It would not stop going off. But before Kat came on, we weren't getting hardly anything, just the odd flicker. But as soon as Kat came on the live stream, I believe like Samantha could hear her voice, and the energy was building up, and the K2 meter was just going crazy. And then after we decided, calm things down a little bit, the K2 meter did suddenly start not going off as much, because we weren't really talking about her. We was talking about other things. But as soon as we was talking about Samantha and the things that she was able to do, K2 meter was going ballistic, man. So I was wondering what that would have been like if Kat hadn't came on. It could have just been a normal stream where we weren't getting nothing off her, Samantha. I feel the energy of Kat, Angel, somehow was able to manifest itself over to Samantha and make her a little bit more active again. I thought I'd like a little bit. No, those cat bells, And my cat hasn't got a bell on her collar because she keeps breaking them off. So, and she's had the same collar on for last 6-7 months. I've not changed it because sometimes either she pulls it off or she breaks the bell off, or bell goes missing. Just now, I thought I heard a cat bell ringing, very small cat bell. It sounded like. And the cat hasn't got one on her collar. I don't even know if the cat's got a collar on there. She keeps pulling it off, and sometimes I can never find it. And she's always on that chair now. Don't know why. No, sometimes she might go on the windowsill for an hour or two, but most of the time during the evening now, after about 10 o'clock, she's always on that chair. She won't go on the windowsill like she used to. So I don't know, there's spiritual energy that comes out at a certain time and she don't want to interact with it. But I say a year or so ago, when I used to bring stuff home, I put it on the bed. When I allowed her on the bed, which I don't know more, because just too much cat's hairs, and I was a bit concerned of any fleas she might pick up, which she doesn't have, but she used to. But when I used to let her come on the bed, she always come up and sniff them and rub them with her head. It was it seemed to me more of a welcoming, to whatever I brought in, kind of thing. But there was an odd occasion where I brought something in, she wouldn't go near it. There was one time I had one of the dolls and I brought her in here and she just went. She hissed for a few seconds and her back arched up and she ran out. And she won't come back in here until I got rid of the doll. As soon as I got rid of the doll and put it back in the living room, as I walked through the hallway, she ran back in here and jumped on the windowsill. And that's when I took the doll back out. Can't remember what one it was, but it was one of them. I've got that weird feeling in my head where you feel like motion sickness thing, like nausea. And I feel a bit blurry as well. I can't prove it, but I do feel that there's something attached to that doll. Seriously. Because every time I bring her in, I'm getting like this weird feeling, you know, like nausea or motion sickness or whatever. So I'm going to take it back out. It can't just be my imagination that's doing it, you know, because it's only this one, since I've had it, I've been getting it. Oh, seriously, I don't know why, but it's twice I brought her in. Even the other night when I did the live stream, I felt kind of like weird, nausea, motion sickness. So I went to bed early. I don't know if it was her that was doing it or some other energy that might be floating around. Because over the last 2 weeks, I've probably bought about 20 dolls. And it could be any one of those, but I feel it's more from her. Not that, you know, the big 22-inch one, the Franklin heirloom collection doll. So that one I just had in here that I feel kind of weird over. Yeah, don't worry about Claire. Pain in my butt. Loves trolling me. I tell you, when we used to be on hangouts with each other, yeah, she used to bully me a lot. Call me all the nasty names, everything, yeah. But she won't do it on here, on the live stream. Because she knows that not just me, but a few of the other viewers probably ever go back at her. So I won't know if she's mucking around or not. But don't worry about Claire Albert, the biggest female troll that I've got, the one who gives me nothing but an earache sometimes. Love you, Claire. Love you. Time is it? Right, it's 10 to 1. I'm going in about 10 minutes, guys. Still waiting on the project boxes to make that power sensor for John. I've got a new idea for another EMF detector. No, the small ones I made, these. Well, these are already got the circuit in there, yeah. But I found a way of doing my own version through either a 555 timer chip or another chip, which I've just ordered. And it's meant to be a simple way of doing it, but I keep screwing it up because I don't think I've got the right chip. So I've got about 6 different 555 fucking chips. PL, N, P, and God knows what else. And each 555 timer chip does different functions. But I saw a video on YouTube with near enough the similar way I was going to think about building it, and he was using the ML741, I think it was. So I've ordered some of those chips because I've been trying to do a new project. As you can see, and it comes off an actual IR reflector, but it just don't want to work. And I've got a chip there, and that's more of an audio kind of chip. It's not 555 or the one I've just ordered. But that's what it's supposed to be. That, you know, you got the sensor, you got the LED and a resistor. They all supposed to be around the front. Same with the buzzer. But for some reason it don't work. That's the third attempt I've made, and it still don't work. So the one I saw similar to my one, different chips. I thought, well, I'll order that chip and see if I can get this one working. If not, I just have to start from scratch again. And if I can, then I'm going to put it in the project box. One of these ones, and it probably have to have like a 9-volt battery on the back. So I'm not going to be ordering the ones with the actual 9-volt battery pack in it. They just cost too much money at the moment. I'd rather use these. And I've got about 5 of these anyway I can use for now. Plus I've had to order a couple more resistors as well. One needed a 470 470k chip resistor, so I've had to order some of those. Then I also had to order a 10k resistor. So I'm trying to do a new project at the moment. And it'd be similar to that, you know, it'd be like a motion, like EMF. It's a bit like a dark sensor, which I've actually got working. I don't know what I've done with that actually. Don't know, that's the one. So I'm working on this one as well. You can use that as a dark sensor. But I've never got no bloody batteries around. All my batteries are dead. I've got to keep taking batteries out of this, that and everything else. But you can use that as a motion sensor. But I'm going to be making a shadow detector. See, like this. This is a shadow detector, right? Doesn't work. No, the battery's bloody knackered. Got to do that. But as soon as I turn that on, it don't want to do it because the battery's dead. But when that's flashing, that's which turns on the sound buzzer, and that normally goes off every time you do the shadow. Now I paid about 70 quid for that, I think, from pigs.co.uk. So I thought, hey, maybe I can do something similar. And I've been doing a lot of like YouTube searching, and I found several different shadow detector videos. I call it like dark light or light sensor or whatever. And I thought, well, maybe I can kind of combine 3 or 4 different ideas into one. But it still means, like, you know, getting the bits and pieces and trying to get them working. So I've been trying to get that particular case because it's got like the front bit there. I done a lot of like looking around on eBay, couldn't find any. I even took pictures of that and still couldn't find any on a Google picture image. But eventually I did find one, you know, without the switches and everything on it. It had the filter, but it's a white case and they want £9 each for them. So if I'm going to order any, I'm going to buy one and make one for myself for now. But I need some LDRs as well, which is like a little sensor you cover, you know, like either cover it with your finger or, you know, point it in the dark room. I'd actually think then if I can get a shadow sensor working, I could probably somehow implant it in a doll and try to get spirit to move to the doll and try to actually move the doll. And see, no one thought about like, you know, you got the EMF devices in the doll, like the Boo Bear, and where people got dolls and put like the EMF device, like my DC box, into them, and like they're going for about 80 odd quid each. So I thought, well, why not try and put like a shadow detector inside of a doll, you know, just in the belly bit. Probably mean like cutting it open and then like sewing it back up, and having a hole through the clothes, and having like the sensor sticking out the clothes. And if you was out on an investigation, or even just out here, you know that, you know, there's a spirit who likes mucking around the dolls, maybe you can try to get the spirit moved to the doll. And if the spirit is able to manipulate a shadow, which they can do, and cast a shadow of the doll, then you light the doll up. But you know, it'd only have one LED in it. I'll probably put like a 1 of 10mm LEDs, red one or a white one. I don't know. Catch you later, Claire. Have a good night. But I've got a few ideas up my sleeve. But I'm not going to say too many ideas, because some of the ideas I used to think about got fucking stolen from me. I think I was the first one who ever thought about the DC box. The using that what's it called? Can't remember what the actual proper kit's called. But you know, I was the first one who started putting in little boxes, and then, you know, suddenly people found out how to do it and started doing them themselves and sticking them on eBay. I made mine about 4 years ago, because I tried the idea of my power sensor to the DC box with a guy in Australia. I can't see him, like, you know, sharing out all the information with other groups. So the DC boxes, I believe, was my first idea. Could be wrong, but that's how I see it, because no one else was doing them at the time. It's only over the time people started doing their own creations. But, you know, it's not so much that, you know, it's good to share ideas and, like, you know, let people do them as well. But it's, you know, when they're charging like 90 quid for one, I used to do mine for 45, 50 with postage. And the kits were like over 20 quid. I think they've gone down in price now, the kits. But you still had to buy the box, the antenna, the switches, the LEDs, Could I change the LEDs over to multicolour instead of the single colour that came through. The buzzer, I changed the buzzers over. So well, I've done like, you know, a multi-box anyway, as you know. Dave's already got one of my previous prototype multi-boxes that he's done a little review on his channel. But yeah, I might do another multi-box later once I... Oh, my DVR's just gone off. Why's my DVR gone off? Maybe it's been set to reboot. I don't know, but I never set it to reboot. Got no signal on the monitor. Oh, DVR's off. Oh no, it's coming back on. Let's see if the channels come back. All my bloody screwdrivers up here. My scissors. Salt from the other day for my dinner. My soup glue. All these batteries don't work, so I've got to throw these batteries out. My memory card reader. It's gone off again. Why is it doing that? Shouldn't do that twice. It should go off and come back on. Oh, 101. Well, let's make sure my hard drive's working. Yeah, it's working. It's formatted the hard drive, I think. And that's from 17th of the 8th. 10, 22:18. That's 18 minutes past 10. The recorder's recording at last. But that's the that pink camera used to be in here, remember? But during the night time, that camera kept shutting off all the time. It's only until I changed the camera over, it doesn't shut off now. I think it's all to do like the cameras ain't compatible with some of the cabling. Like that one's okay. That one's not too bad. That one's pretty good. That one's blurry. That one is the one I used to have in here, but a bit snowy. The living one, you've got that black wavy line coming across. I don't know why that blackness is there, but I think it's something casting a shadow on the door because it keeps coming and going. Every time you get black waviness, it comes through and casts a shadow. Like that one there, which all the horrible wavy lines through the screen. Bedroom one's okay. So there's still at least like 3 cameras that are playing up at the moment. Right, when I'm going to go drink the rest of my coffee, drinking clock. Oh, I can't say it. I'm going to drink the rest of my drinking chocolate and I'm going to shoot off. Might see what's on TV quickly. Sign out Facebook. Yeah, so I won't be on tomorrow night, but I might be on Wednesday night possibly. But I don't know, because if the weather is okay Thursday, I may go to my bushcraft camp Thursday. So I want to speak to Ronald about the human trespassers I've been getting outside my shelter. Plus, I want to show him the images of the deer, the doe deer I've been getting up there as well. I've had a couple of pictures and videos of the deer, which he said would be up there, and they are. So I want to show him the video of that. It's only like a 10-second clip on both of them each. Oh, I've managed to put a bid on a Roberts 881 radio. I don't know if I'm going to win it or not, but we'll see. And hopefully, if I win it, I might be able to hack that and do a little demonstration live stream of that as well. But I will be doing a live stream with some of the ghost boxes, hopefully this week. Get 4 or 5 of them out and just do like normal standard ghost boxes and see what one sounds better. Fuck off, I ain't paying that much for it, no way. God, he's only offered me a 10% discount, no way. There's a Roberts 9906 like Mark's got, and he wants like 30 quid for it. And I offered him like 20, and he wants 27.99. I'm not paying that for it, no way. So replying to a message. Right, yeah, he's only giving me like a 10% discount on it. I ain't paying that for it. Still 27 quid for a radio. No, if he accepted 20 quid, then I might have got it, but I'm not paying 20 quid for it. Because I could always get it and probably screw it up like I've already done with 3 radios. Screwed up the TCM one. One of the Murphy, I think it's the Murphy, that's just one I screwed up. And this one I've not even been able to hack yet. So it's like a ribbon cable with 5 wires on it. And it doesn't state what wire goes to what, it don't say if it's like the mute, if it's like connected to the FM, AM, medium wave or power or whatever. So I can't even do nothing with that one yet. Right, okay, I'll catch you all later, guys. Have a good week. I'll see you later on. So I won't be on tonight, Tuesday night, because if the weather isn't too bad, you know, because I suppose you have all these thunderstorms and everything like that and pissing down the rain, the weather's been completely wrong, like 80% of the time. But Wednesday it says light rain. I'm planning to go to Car Boot Fair Wednesday. No, there's 2 on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I could probably go to if I don't go to the one tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm just going to keep an eye on the weather. If I go to the one tomorrow, Wednesday, I doubt I'll be buying anything because I ain't got the money at the moment. But we'll see how it goes. Probably have to like budget my money a little bit more. Just if I take a tenner up with me and buy 1 or 2 dolls or whatever I want to buy up there, as long as it's cheap enough, might end up coming home with something. Or otherwise, just to travel up there, wasting my bus fare money. Right, I'm off. Catch you later. Did you hear that? It's like a noise going. It weren't the K2 meter or the DC box. And it wasn't the mobile affecting that. Yeah, it sounded like a chirping noise, didn't it? Like a bird chirping. Maybe I've got a ghost of a bird in here. I still have not been able to do my new Ian Pump Pro yet. Keep meaning to have a look at it, but I keep getting to do it. Right, definitely going now. Catch you later. Good night. Or good morning.